My story is that I was raised by a loving family up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Like, we're very tight knit. The crew, the Ingold family, that's always how it's been and how it's been viewed. I was adopted into that family, but it was never a secret. It was something that I knew very early on. I was very aware of as I was growing up. In first grade or kindergarten, I started to kind of understand that, started to look a little bit different than my parents. And okay, you're starting to see the visual side of things, but being adopted at birth gave me a very interesting viewpoint in life, a very interesting perspective at a young age. And I think we've been able to grow tighter as a family because of our uniqueness, because of our differences, because we may not all look alike or talk alike, or externally there might be resemblance from normal families. I think we've grown closer together internally. Life has just been lifing with us, and I feel like we've been able to come together through our different paths and journeys. Adoption and relationships, trust is a two-way street. In order to receive, you must give. And to give into this relationship, to give trust, to give full commitment, to go all in, you also have to be willing to receive that. And it's a scary thing to go all in a relationship, all in a family, all in with another human being that's out of your control. But I think that's the beauty in family. Everyone's family is a little different. Everyone has that story. Everyone has whatever makes their specific family a little bit different than the one next door. And leaning into that, embracing it, going all in because of that uniqueness, because of those differences, I think is some of the most powerful things. And adoption is right up front, very visible, something that is very tangible, that is a little bit different than the norm. And I feel like that's your superpower. That's what you can lean into as a family. That's something that you can communicate to day after day to become closer with one another. And I think there's, obviously national organizations. Adopt US Kids is probably one of the biggest national, wide-ranging resources for those that are interested in becoming adopted or adopting themselves. You have the national operations, and you also have the local stuff. You have the local group homes. You have the foster care system that's within the state, within the county. So there's so many interweaving parts in the system. The biggest thing I think that we can take away for this day, and something that's very prevalent, is the amount of teens looking to be adopted right now. A number of teens that are waiting to be adopted, want to be adopted. And when you think adoption, you always think the newborn. Yeah, that was me. I was born and was adopted immediately after. And for some of these teens that are going through the foster care system, they've been from home to home. They've traveled, they've lived, they've experienced. When you're able to dive into this relationship together, adopt and go all in, there's a whole lot of firsts that you're able to experience with a teenager that you might have to wait a couple decades if you adopt that newborn. And being able to see a 13, 14, 15-year-old kid with so much experience, so much knowledge, so much wisdom, so much character, and they're looking for a family, a loving family, a supportive family, a forever family that is going to help them with their first driver's test, be a part of that high school graduation, moving into college together, that marriage, the wedding one day. All of these firsts that are down the road for these teens that are in foster care right now, urging everybody to understand that adoption doesn't have to be copy and paste. It's unique in its own way. Every single kid looking to be adopted has its own story, has their own past, their own present, their own future. And to be able to create that together as a forever family is something extremely special. Having those tough conversations, those uncomfortable conversations with people around you, not just nodding your head and saying what's up, but opening that opportunity for a real talk, a real conversation about family, about trust, about belief in your family circle. When you're sitting down for Thanksgiving or you have the holidays coming up, being able to embrace and openly discuss what makes your family your family. And those conversations, the loving qualities that come from it, having conversations about what makes this family unique, what makes it different, can spring the inspiration to lead into an adoption question, that can lead into a Google search to adopt US Kids, that can lead to going out to your local nonprofit that supports foster care and adoptive youth. And being able to spark that one conversation can truly spark an adoption, a life-changing forever family scenario down the road. So I would say keep an open mind, have a conversation, tell somebody you love them. And I feel like that's a really good way to celebrate National Adoption Day. I think anytime you're in the nonprofit space, you're in a foundation space, it has to be real. And to be able to go through similar experiences, whether youth in foster care, youth that have been adopted, families that are looking to adopt. My family's walked in that shoes. We've been there, and we haven't been perfect, and by no means are we trying to pretend to be. But creating relatable experiences to create environments that aren't normally created in the day-to-day, and being able to say, let's just be the best version of ourselves today, whether it's financial literacy, mental health, it's playing out on the football field, whether it's having a family conversation, whether it's playing Madden with some kids. Like, it doesn't matter what the event is. It doesn't matter what we are doing. It's the environment that we're creating. It's the connection. It's the relatability. It's breaking down barriers and walls so that we can have real connection, real conversation, so we can all become a little bit better, 1% better in our walk together. Even though all of our journeys are a little different, a little unique, adoption and foster care, it's something that binds us and brings us together. At the Ingold Family Foundation, we really focus on our three main pillars of programming: financial health, mental health, and physical health. All of those lessons that have been learned through athletics, we try to replicate and provide to our youth and through our programming. So financial literacy workshops, football camps, being able to do some mindset panels, mental health work, all really important things. But then we also like to swag the kids out. Shoe drives, being able to get haircuts back to school, look good, feel good, play good, holiday give back drives, making sure that we're hitting not only the educational, teaching somebody how to fish so they can fish for a lifetime, but also giving them a couple big mountain bass to be able to show off to their friends at school and be able to celebrate that way. We try and do as much as we possibly can for these kids so that they look, feel, believe that they're as special and unique as they really are.